Greetings and salutations, everyone. My name is Michael Schwahn, and welcome to the channel. We have some more reaction content for you, and today, strap in, because we are checking out everything surrounding Splatoon 3. There's a lot, okay? There is a lot. I got trailers on trailers on trailers on trailers going on here, including stuff from the recently aired Nintendo Treehouse. So we're going to be here for a hot minute. And if you do watch the whole thing, thank you so much. I appreciate it immensely. So Splatoon 3, a franchise that really just kind of launched itself really well, surprisingly, on the Nintendo Switch. There's not a lot of first-person shooters, especially, well, or just shooters in general, especially that are of a decent level of quality on the Switch. The Switch is very limited hardware-wise, and it's also very limited on its internet connectivity, right? I don't know if you've ever tried to play Super Smash Bros. Ultimate online, but it is hot garbage. Because Nintendo just doesn't really believe in online play. Not really, not genuinely. But I do think that they've made a very genius idea in the idea of Splatoon, which instead of needing to worry as much about having like really low latency, high tick rate servers so that you can make sure that you're getting like an accurate response time on those headshots and stuff, and also while kind of sticking to their idea of a brand that is more focused towards a younger generation, they brought out Splatoon, which is you play as these squid inkling characters, then you're essentially having a paintball style fight, and they might have modes in there. I will admit right now I have not played Splatoon 1 or 2, but we'll go more into that later, and why I'm more interested in Splatoon 3. Instead of necessarily needing like a team deathmatch where you're trying to either get the most kills within a set time limit or exhaust the opposing team's number of lives that they have, you're actually trying to cover the most ground in terms of like a turf war of getting the most paint onto the court. And at the end of the match, whoever has the larger amount of paint is the winner, right? And I'm like, that's kind of genius, because you don't necessarily need to worry about a high response time, low tick rate, low refresh, anything like that. You don't need to worry about, desync nearly as much when you can be focused not just on shooting the opponents, but just shooting the environment. It's also very accessible for people that might not have the fine motor control to be able to accurately aim a weapon at an opponent and stuff like that. Like you see here in this image that there's this character that has a paint roller. Paint roller is one of the weapons that has a very large pro and con to it, because you can use the paint roller to cover a lot of ground with paint, which means you are actively helping your team because you are covering the court in paint to help you win. But it has the disadvantage of that it's a melee weapon, right? And that's, it has that trade-off there. And you can also see the character right here that looks like a little squiddy. That's because your character can turn into a squid. I think you have to be on your color of paint, but it allows you to evade opponents and also move significantly faster because you're swimming through the paint of your team. It's such a genius concept, right? In terms of like finding workarounds for the limitations of the platform. Super impressed by it. I've never actually tried it, but I am more interested in Splatoon 3, especially because, and we'll get to it later, and there's an entire section dedicated to it, they have a single player story mode that is added to this game. And I'm like, all right. But so that we have the full picture of Splatoon 3, we're going to go all the way back to February of 2021 when Splatoon 3 was very first announced. So, let's get started. Not actual gameplay footage. The character designs in this are super cute. Fish Buddy. His name is Little Buddy. I love it. That was years ago. No, it was just last year. Beginning of last year. It is now September. but it was last year. Man, humanoids with full-on fish heads on the left there, they're just a little concerning. It just looks real wrong, right? You're just like, it's uncomfortable. This isn't actual gameplay footage. It sure looks like game. Hi. Sure looks like video game. I think the music's getting louder. I'm slowly trying to turn it down, and it's fighting against me. Athena, why do you have that emote? Oh. Oh, God. It's a global emote? That's not okay. I hate it. Okay, so that was the announcement trailer. Obviously, we didn't get to see a whole lot. I don't think anyone really expects Splatoon 3 to be wildly different from Splatoon 1 and 2. It's just going to have, you know, the same but more, hopefully higher quality. I realize that's really hard to achieve on the Nintendo Switch, but one of the things that I already mentioned is that single-player mode. So this is one of the hooks, the changes of Splatoon 3, which is the return of the mammalians or mammals, because everyone in Splatoon 1 and 2 is a sea creature of some kind. So I don't know what that means in terms of like world or lore. I'm not the person to ask, but we will continue forward. This trailer's music seems a little bit more controlled. Hammy! I want a hamster ball. It wouldn't be a modern game without grappling hooks. No. Absolutely fucking not. Whatever that was needs to go away. Yeah, see, we're starting to see the initial elements and reveals of the single-player story game. Where they're, like, adventuring around a world and an environment, and it's not just the PvP arenas. Oh, hell no! Jesus Christ. Oh, Lord! Okay, so that was from September of last year. We have now moved forward to the current year, 2022. This is the Salmon Run Next Wave trailer from February. Just going to keep rolling. Keep rolling. Show me more. Convince me to buy a game in this franchise that I've not touched yet. Even though I think I actually bought this game for my child. Not the point. Not this game. I think the child has Splatoon 2. Oh, I love horde modes. Like co-op horde shooters. I fucking love them, man. Like I don't know why. It's just such like unbridled fun. Like just like COD Zombies is probably like one of the immediate ones that comes to mind, but even things like Save the World mode in Fortnite, or things like Killing Floor, or whatever, Dungeon Defenders. I just like that shit. It's just fun. Like, it doesn't feel super sweaty or anything like that. Oh. Haha, get wrecked, scrub. Egg throw. That looked like a chaotic mess. This is running pretty smooth. I don't know what type of frame rates Splatoon 1 and 2 normally like run at, but this looks like it's running at least pretty smoothly. It's always a concern I have with the Switch, right? Just because the Switch is so limited. Gojira. Sweet. That's a huge win for me. Hopefully it's fun, right? Because I've definitely played some horde modes and I'm like, it's kind of weak. It looked chaotic, which can definitely be enjoyable in its own right? Because it's just like crazy shit's happening. So, what is this one? Okay, so this is the release date, which, if I remember right, it's my goddamn birthday. But we'll see. I do believe this game comes out on my birthday, but they'll let us know in just a moment. Turf War. I believe that's the main mode, right? Where you're just trying to cover the map in enough ink. Is that supposed to be a salmon? I mean, a horrible, gross monster salmon, but yeah. Yeah, this is running real smooth. I like it. I like it. I think we changed who we were looking at. Like, it's a spectator mode that they're using, because the player that they were playing as before was definitely purple. I love how bright the game is. Colorful. Yeah. How do you tell if you're winning? Like... Oh, damn. Sniped. Oh, they got a damn paintbrush. Like it's just an actual paintbrush. I'm gonna go smack a bitch with my paintbrush. It worked. It did work. You're right. Can't argue with it. It worked. Is this release date trailer literally just a match of Splatoon? I mean, I'm not upset. I'm just asking for my own sake. I love that they just have a bucket. Our goal is to cover the map in paint. Quick, yeet the buckets. It's also interesting that, like, I don't see a way to tell who's winning, and maybe they do that on purpose, so you just focus on, like, doing as much as you can and having fun, right? Which is fine, because if you don't see that you're like 80-20 in terms of map coverage, you'll just keep playing, which is probably a really good design decision. But it's also interesting to me because it looks like the map just keeps changing colors, and so I just have no clue on how we're doing progress-wise. We're not rooting for either team. Quick, get as much paint down as you can. Game! Nice. Okay, it doesn't show you until the very end. I wonder how possible it is to, like, try and sneak behind them and just, like, paint the back of their arena and stuff. 9992. It is my birthday. It's a birthday present for me. It comes out on my birthday. Buy a present for me that the kid will play. Okay, so there's still now we're getting into the chunky parts, right? Because there was a Nintendo Direct specifically for Splatoon 3 that happened on August 10th. And even then still, on August 26th, so just a little over like a week or so ago, there was a Nintendo Treehouse Live that featured about 40 more minutes of content featuring both a showcase for the single player as well as some of the stuff involving the multiplayer. And we're just gonna keep rolling. We're gonna keep giving it, and we'll see. So let's go into the Direct first because it's probably a much more focused, because Nintendo Treehouses are more of like a casual conversation. So we'll see what the Nintendo Direct has. I really want to make sure that we watch that single player showcase though, because that's going to be a big factor for me. She will still play it for sure. Absolutely.
This is Splatsville, in the heart of the Splatlands. Despite its old-fashioned appearance, it's seen enormous growth in recent years.
You call that old-fashioned?
It's also the hottest new place for Inklings looking for things to do. Oh, hello everyone. Hope you're all staying fresh. I almost forgot about introductions. We're the researchers from the Squid Research Lab. We're simply fascinated by what these Inklings can do. They can splat ink in kit form and smoothly swim through it in swim form. We've been studying their biology day and night.
Are you not an Inkling?
Today, we'd like to share some new findings on these Inklings while providing summaries throughout.
I'm ready.
Of course, what goes for the Inklings also applies to the Octolings. We're sure of it. First, Turf War. Get styling with some fresh fashion and get inking with even fresher weapons. Naturally, in a place called Splatsville, Turf War battles are the locals' favorite pastime. 2 teams of 4 will ink for 3 minutes. The team that inks the most in their color, in other words, claims the most turf, wins.
I wonder if you can, like, if you vote on your color or if it's just chosen for you.
Now, that's not all inking is for. Ink walls to swim up. Or get sneaky and hide in ink to splat opponents. The more ink you spread, the bigger the advantage you'll have in battles. Whoops. If you're out of ink, submerge in it to refill.
Okay.
New techniques like the squid surge to swim up walls in a single burst.
I'm very thankful for this direct, because this direct is definitely made for somebody like me who has no idea how the hell Splatoon works.
Oh, while it's glowing like this, the move also slightly repels ink from opponents. We've discovered where these turf war battles will take place.
Hiding in yeah, and that kind of feeds into what I was talking about. Like, maybe you can try and sneak behind the enemy team and claim a whole bunch of turf.
Eeltail Alley.
Bring a paintbrush back there and just, you know, throw it all over the place.
And Undertow Spillway. There seem to be other stages as well. Hagglefish Market, a pier filled to the brim with street vendors. The stuff here looks fishy, though.
Like a 10 FPS street
Several
vendor.
stages from Greater Inkopolis also
You
return.
can count the frames on that guy's movement
Museum
cycle.
D'Alfonsino.
He's in the background. Nobody cares.
Battles here take place in the central courtyard of this modern museum. Take special note of the rotating wall.
I wonder
Hammerhead
how many
Bridge.
returning stages
This
there are.
bridge connects Greater Inkopolis to the Splatlands.
Because that was
After
always
lots
a
of
question with
construction
like
work,
franchises
it's
like Call of
finally
Duty,
open.
right? You
Thanks
could get
to
a
the
lot of
bridge,
stages if you
transit
brought
to
stages
and
from previous
Greater
games
Inkopolis
forward.
is much
And with
easier.
Splatoon 1 and 2
Mahi
both being
Resort.
on the Switch, I think anyway,
A luxury
Splatoon 1 might be on
resort in
Wii U.
Greater Inkopolis. Pay close attention
You
to the
can really get
platforms that
quite a
sink
bit.
as the battle
You
goes
could have
on.
quite a bit of stuff to work with.
There will be more areas to ink afterward, so don't forget to splat 'em.
Does the water wipe
Including
wash
the
away the
stages you
ink?
see here, a total of 12 await. More stages will be added in free post-launch updates.
Huh, free, that's like my favorite number. Especially in gaming
Now,
with
let's
DLC
get into
updates.
the inky essence of battles, weapons. First, it appears that all the basic weapons from previous games will be available.
Cool.
On top of that, Splatland-specific weapon types, such as the bow-like stringers, will make their destructive debut. We've also verified a new weapon type called Splatanas. This is the Splatana Wiper.
Hell yeah.
Send blades of ink flying with the centrifugal force generated by swinging. Swing after charging up a bit, and it'll transform into a charged slash. As expected, it's powerful as a long-range attack. But the charged slash at close range is also quite devastating.
Sneak up on some
Let's
people with
dive
a
into the
fucking
weapons that
katana
can
and
help you
execute
claim
them.
even more turf. Special weapons. As the name implies, these are special kinds of weapons that can be unleashed after filling up the gauge from inking turf.
Ultimates.
There are some new types we've identified, so let's take a closer look. This is the Tacticooler. When it's activated, a fridge appears. You'll find in-game beverages stored inside.
Hells
These
yeah.
have a variety of effects, like momentarily increasing speed.
Give me a drink, bro.
They come in packs of 4, so take one and share the rest with your teammates.
That's already my favorite.
This is the Wave Breaker.
Dude, I need a Monster
When
Energy
activated,
drink.
it'll
Quick,
unleash
toss out the
waves
cooler.
around the area. It'll also mark an opponent's location and cause damage. Try to avoid them with a well-timed jump. Finally, the Reef Slider. Build up power,
Not sponsored,
then
definitely
charge
not.
into opponents who need a good
Unless.
splat. Once the attack ends, it'll explode and damage the surrounding area. Familiar special weapons, like the Tenta missiles,
You are
Inkjet,
way too happy with those double rocket launchers.
Ink Storm, Ultra Stamp, and Booyah Bomb will also make their grand return. Special weapons are paired with main weapons, so find the combo that suits your splatting style. Shop here to get your tentacles on some fresh weapons. This is Ammo Knights, owned by the chatty horseshoe crab, Sheldon.
That's a
The
horseshoe
locals have
crab?
praised him for
Oh,
his
yeah,
wealth
sure, I
of
see it
weapon
on his head.
wisdom and
Okay.
sophisticated selection.
His helmet and with the tail.
Instead
All
of
right.
using in-game currency for purchases, you'll need these Sheldon licenses. Obtain them by leveling up through battles and by consistently using the same weapons. One Sheldon license can be exchanged for one weapon that corresponds to your level. Oh, and just between us, if you exchange more Sheldon licenses than normal, it appears he'll give you a weapon you like sooner than expected as a special reward. By the way, the Inklings and Octolings walking around town are pretty savvy about their fashion. Things like headgear, clothing, and shoes are just as important as weapons to staying fresh in Splatsville.
I don't know. I think
Gear
weapons
can
might be
obtained
pretty
in the shops
important.
around here. Each one is managed by an interesting shopkeeper, so let's drop in. This is not Couture, a headgear shop. You'll
Look
find
at
an
that
array of
shrimp.
hats, masks, and glasses, so you can get ahead of the game.
Nope, I hate it. We're done. Turn it
The
off.
laid-back
No, we're
Nautilus, Gnarly Eddie, and the energetic Nails, the snail sitting
Oh,
here,
hi.
run the shop. This is the Clothes Boutique, Mana Wardrobe. It specializes in tops,
Look at that jelly.
t-shirts, and jackets.
I do believe
The
there was parts
shopkeeper,
missing of one of those
Jell
t-shirts.
LaFleur, might be a touch archaic with words, but this jellyfish has a keen eye for fashion sense. And finally, the shoe store
man.
crush station.
Look
Get
at
a
that buff
variety of
lobster.
Cool kicks here, from sneakers to sandals and even leather footwear. It's owned by Mr. Coco. He might look intimidating, but deep down, he's a nice guy. Probably.
This guy cares a lot about his footwear for somebody
You're
that
more
can't
than
see his
welcome
own
to pick out
feet.
gear based on its appearance.
Sorry,
But
Mr.
they do
Coco,
come
that
with
was mean.
abilities that can help you out in battle.
Oh shit, the clothes has stats on them? Fuck! Never mind, they are important.
Take run speed up, for example. It can increase your running speed. Or intensify action. This improves the squid roll and squid surge moves. There are even more abilities to discover. Plus, there's a fellow in Splatsville who can swap one ability with another.
Nice, okay. I was like, but what if I like
to
the
merch here, and
sneakers
you can
but
add
want
an
the
ability
ability
of
from the
your choosing
flip-flops?
to your favorite gear.
Nice. I approve, thank you.
And if you save your favorite gear combinations as fresh as fits, you can change in a flash.
Fresh as fits.
Flavor up your fashion with whatever
Cute.
outfits you want.
Cute.
Simply Splat-tastic.
Rock Lobster? More like the Rock Lobster. Do you smell it?
Welcome to the lobby, a gathering spot for those seeking fresh battles.
How straightforward. It's
Turf war
called the
battles aren't
lobby.
the only things that happen here.
Okay.
You can also square off in anarchy battles, where you compete for rankings. Hold the active zones in splat zones. Ride the tower to the goal in tower control.
Interesting.
Carry the Rainmaker to its destination in Rainmaker. Or collect and throw clams to score in
Splatoon 3 is
Clam Blitz.
launching with more game modes than
Duke it
Halo
out
Infinite
in
has
these
over a
4
year
modes,
after it
which are
came
on
out.
rotation.
18 months after it came out.
Wanna take on a
Splatoon 3 is
challenge
launching
solo?
with more game
Select
modes
Anarchy
than
Battle
Halo
Series.
Infinite has.
But if
I'm
you want to team
depressed.
up with friends, joining Anarchy Battle Open is the way to go. You can also play private battles online. Set battle modes and other options to your liking. Why not play with your favorite battle modes alongside friends? Information about these game modes will be available soon on the game's official website. Now, let's talk about the features within the lobby.
Okay.
This is the test range. Try out and get comfy with your weapons here. Besides being able to practice whenever you want, it's also
Game
a
looks
great
like it has
place
a
to
really
get all
strong
warmed
auto
up
aim on
while
it. It's
waiting
not
for
bad, and I'm
rivals
not
to join a
surprised.
battle. Next up, ghosts. Online friends will appear as 3D holograms.
That way you can be nice and sad when they
Drop
never
in
come
on
online
friends
again.
in the midst of battle and play alongside them.
How does that
You
work?
can also join up and start a battle on the same team. You'll be able to see what your friends
Does
are up to.
Splatoon 3 have a lot of, well, I don't know about Splatoon 3, but does Splatoon have a lot of
It appears
bots?
that you can also call out to friends in the lobby and invite them
Not a
for
fan of auto
battles.
aim personally, but it does
Why
help more
not
people play the
see
game.
these
Well, I mean,
features
this
for
is
yourself?
locked on the Switch, so you don't have the option of mouse and keyboard.
This is where you can view battle
And like I mentioned
replays.
earlier in the video,
It
it's
appears
probably
that
to
it
help
can
try
somewhat
and
recreate recent battles.
alleviate the problems that the Nintendo Switch
Fast
also
forward.
has, both from a hardware and especially from an online
Or skip
perspective.
to a certain part. Or even swap to another player's view. Incredible! Not only can
I'm
you
actually
rewatch
really
battles
impressed
as many
with
times
how
as
much
you
is
like,
in this
but
game.
there's even a share feature.
Considering
you'll
this is
use
like
this
such
handy
an
tool to help
arcade,
you
cute
rank up.
game for Nintendo Switch, and then we got major, massive budget
Next,
shooters that
We'll
don't even
analyze
have
and
half
discuss
of
this space within the lobby, the locker room. Here, you'll find some fresh lockers. One is yours, and the others belong to players with whom you've recently played. As you can see, you'll be able to place any acquired weapons, gear, and items to your liking. Slap on some snazzy stickers, and modify your locker's color. This is your space to express yourself. So customize it however
Yes.
you'd like to show off
I want a
your
giant
signature
fish in my
splatting
locker.
style. Oh, yes. Items can be obtained at Hotlantis, a general store on the edge of Splatsville. Apparently, the store manager vanishes quite often, so instead, it's run by an artist named Harmony. She used to be a regular customer here. It's got an outlandish assortment of items. Why not show the store some love?
Some of
by
those are
grabbing
very
some goods?
expensive. Holy crap. This person only has 16,000 muns, and some of
There
those were like
appear to be
8,000 muns.
Plenty of other customization features
Spend
as well.
responsibly.
When battles start, these splash tags appear. They can be customized with a banner, badge, and title.
Man, they seriously just looked at
Additionally,
old Call of
you
Duty
can
games
change
and
the
went,
emote
what if
your
we did
character
that but
performs
better?
when you win a battle. All of these can be obtained via the in-game catalog.
They let
which
you
will be
choose your
available at
victory
Hotlantis.
animation?
By using points earned from battles, you can unlock various items.
Can
like
I
stuff
point?
for splash tags
I realize
and
I've mentioned a
seasonal
couple other games right now. Can I also just point out how
Following the
much
game's launch,
Splatoon
a
3
new
is just
catalog
putting
is
these
planned
other
to be
major
released
games
every
to
3
shame?
months for 2 years. Be sure to snatch up everything you see in each catalog. Phew. There's still a lot of info to share, but I need
Is
to take
there?
a little breather here.
Yeah, we're only halfway through the direct. Shit.
In the meantime, please turn your attention toward this.
I'm ready.
Introducing Table Turf Battle! Lay out your cards for a dazzling deck duel!
There's a card battling
Ink different
minigame?
shapes with different cards! Charge up power, then unleash it all at once with a special attack! There are cards like this, and even ones like this, and there are over 150 cards to collect in-game! So build your deck and send your rivals packing! The Splatsville locals eagerly await your challenge. Table Turf Battle! Every player will be gifted an in-game starter deck!
Please don't be microtransaction to hell
Excuse
and
me,
back.
I lost my clampoosier for a
For
second there.
so much.
That was Table
What
Turf.
did you just say? You lost your what? your clampoosier. No, they didn't say clamposure. They said clampoosier. I wish they said clamposure.
Turf Battle. I lost my clampoosier for a
That is definitely clampoosier. Oh God. So what I was saying, please don't sell these cards in packs that cost money as a microtransaction. I'm glad to see improvements to games and not just repeats of the same formula constantly. Or removal of features.
It appears you can play this
and
at
removal of
the Table Turf
improvements.
Battle Dojo in Splatsville. Be on the lookout for more details about Table Turf Battle.
It's crazy how
future.
in some of these big, massive, big budget
And
franchises,
now,
modern games have significantly less in them than their predecessors.
Salmon Run is a simple job that requires 4 players to work together to collect power eggs from the salmonids advancing on them. This
Oh, yeah,
part-time
give me
gig
those
is rumored
power
to be a
eggs.
little fishy, but it pays pretty well. By defeating particularly
a little
ferocious
fishy.
creatures called boss salmonids, you can obtain valuable golden eggs. You'll need to collect and deliver plenty of golden eggs in order to complete this job. This time around, we've confirmed some new types of boss salmonids, so let's share our
New
findings.
types? That means this game mode must have been in Splatoon 2.
First up, the Slammin' Lid. It creates barriers and protects salmonids on the ground. Get too close to it, and it'll attempt to crush you, so approach with caution. Next, the Big Shot. It fires heavy projectiles from a distance.
I like that
Be
one.
prepared for powerful shockwaves when they land. With new boss salmonids confirmed, make sure you're ready for an even more dangerous salmon run.
A dangerous salmon run? Damn. Damn. That was pretty good.
This is one of the new king salmonids. Unbelievable! It looks like they'll occasionally appear just before you complete the job.
Hohozuna.
The tank on your back is a specially provided egg cannon, and it appears that you can fire golden eggs to deal massive damage.
You
However,
called that
these
massive
battles are
damage?
under
That
a
wasn't
time
that
limit,
much
so
damage.
rack up
That
as
was like
much damage as
5%
possible
at
to
best.
drive them back.
One player left.
And this is the still being researched big run. We believe this is when salmonids invade the city in which icklings and octolings live. It appears that this event happens once every few months.
Power to the
So brace
voiceover right now.
yourselves. Big run is coming!
Power to the presenter. Though
Now, observe this manhole in Splatsville Square.
I don't want
This is
to.
actually
There's
the
a crackhead
entrance
in
to
there.
The home of the Octarians, the Inklings' longtime enemies. As Agent 3, the newest recruit of the new Squidbeak Splatoon, you'll do battle with the Octarian army.
There's
whose
a Master
members are
Roshi that
covered in
never got his
hair
own
for
island in
some
there.
reason. Along with your buddy Small Fry, you'll explore many stages.
Yeah, Small Fry.
Each one full of twists and turns. Oh, I almost forgot. Story mode is perfect for getting familiar with inking turf and using weapons. So
I
newer
believe you.
players might want to try it out.
Yeah, me.
Well, we've come this far. What awaits the Inklings and Octolings in the end? We hope you can witness the epic finale of this Splat-tastic saga.
Oh, Splatoon 3 is gonna be the last Splatoon game.
We're back in Splatsville. From here on out, we'd
Interesting.
like to talk about other features that'll help you enjoy
It
your
can be.
splatting escapades even more in the Splatoon 3
The
game.
series does really well.
You can post illustrations here via this mailbox. They'll be displayed all across
I'm
the
okay.
city and even in stages. So put on your artist cap and post away. Vertical illustrations will also be supported. Additionally, you can grab food and drinks that'll help you in battles
Grab and
at the
go.
concession stand.
All right, I'll accept that one.
Or use local communication to play with nearby folks in your favorite modes at the shoal. By using photo mode, you can snap selfies, send photos to a smart device, or display them in your locker. This is the Recon Guide.
Kalaya, hello.
Select your
Welcome
favorite
in.
stages at any time and take a stroll around them. Why not get familiar with each stage prior to battles? This is Splatnet 3.
We're checking out a whole bunch of stuff surrounding Splatoon 3. I haven't played either of the other games.
Like checking your latest battle stats.
We're doing great.
And ordering special in-game gear not sold in shops.
I'm amazed at how much stuff there
is
in this game.
But that's not all. Access features like Krusty Sean's Wonder Crust. Support this fellow's journey using ink points earned depending on the areas you inked during battles. Or view history to take a trip down memory lane with your past ranks. You can also snag special wallpapers and more for your smart device. So be sure to grab them. It appears that Splatnet 3 will be available at launch via the Nintendo Switch Online mobile app. Next up, Amiibo figures. Scan Splatoon
Amiibos is one thing I never got into. They're actually pretty decent figures for their price.
As fresh as fits will allow you to easily swap outfits. Additionally, it seems you'll be able to get special gear and even snap photos together with Amiibo. And Splatoon 3 Amiibo incoming!
Like, yeah, those Amiibos look really good, especially considering you can get them at the store for like $15. Amiibos are actually like pretty damn good quality, especially if you compare them to shit like Pop figures.
Let's talk about post-launch updates.
Like Funko Pops.
As we mentioned a while ago, following the game's launch, a new in-game catalog will be released every 3 months for 2 years. New weapons will also be added around the same time as each catalog.
I do actually have faith in Nintendo supporting Splatoon 3 for 2 years. Splatoon's a pretty major game for them.
High rank in Anarchy Battle and League Battle, where every 2 hours you can compete in teams based on your Anarchy Battle results, are planned to be added in future updates. Furthermore, for this game, we're planning to add large-scale paid DLC. More details will come at a later time, so please be on the lookout. And now, I'd like to wrap up
doing that
this
for Mario
research
Kart and
report
Tracks.
from the Squid
I'll
Research
still complain that we
Thank
should
you
have
for
gotten
watching.
Mario Kart 9 instead of a friggin' Wii game in Mario Kart 8. I still enjoy Mario Kart 8, but it's still a port.
Who are you supposed to be?
Hello? It's a manta ray in the back. Big man manta ray. Oh, god damn it. Big man manta ray. Fuck. I get it.
Oh, Squid. I completely forgot to tell you about Deep Cut. They're an incredibly popular trio who host the Splatsville news program, Anarchy Splatcast. They provide information on battle stages, as well as other news bulletins.
I remember, like, there was a bunch of, like, hubbub recently about Shiver, that character there.
They can check the news while doing other activities, as shown here.
Something to do with, like, the official media for it doesn't just, like, confirm their gender. Thank you so much for popping in, Kalaya. I appreciate it a lot. We're here Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Sunday. Yeah, that character right there, Shiver. Yeah, Shiver is adorable. Like, there's some really good character designs in this. They are not speaking in actual language, and the song's a goddamn bop.
It's been confirmed that Splatfest will make a return. In these events, you pick a team based on the announced theme, then settle the outcome via battle. And this time around, there will be 3 teams to choose from. Splatfest consists of 2 halves. In the first half, teams will compete in 4v4 turf war battles. The second half is a tricolored turf war. It's a special mode where, whoa, 3 teams fight at the same time.
The Nintendo Switch just cried a little
On
bit.
the team currently in first place will start in the center of the stage. 2 players each from the second and third place teams will attack the first place team from opposite ends of the stage. Can the leading team defend themselves?
It's not 12
or will
player.
The other 2 teams
It's
exact
4v2v2.
revenge and force them out.
Weird.
Use the Ultra Signal to control the battle and contribute to the Splatfest while working alongside the members of Deep
Okay,
Cut.
Nintendo Switch isn't crying nearly as hard. They might have originally wanted it to be 4v4v4,
We're
and it
going
just
to close out this
wasn't
presentation
possible.
with an announcement from Deep Cut. Take it away.
They're really cute. What's got your fins a flapping? Oh, that already happened. Lol. You ever heard of rock? It's the most solid choice. It's clearly the right choice. Man, Shiver, you look like you could be a villain that everyone loves. It's like, damn it, why you gotta be a bad guy? You're so cool. And Fry looks like the bad guy that you would just like because they're a little too happy. You're like, man, why are you so, like, enjoyable to talk to? You're so happy and bubbly, and now you're trying to kill me. God damn it. Like, Fry's the one that you don't want to fight because you just want to go to a party with him.
That's all we have to share today. Or not.
That's all you have to share for today. I got more still.
The Splatoon 3 Enter the Splatlands Invitational 2022 tournament. This event
So
will
did they
take
like
place on
give
September
people private
5th at
access for
PAX
these?
West.
For
Some of the top
Splatfest and this
finishers from this summer's
invitational?
Splatoon
Because the game's not
2
out till the
Inkopolis
9th,
Showdown
right?
will head to Seattle and compete in North America's first ever Splatoon 3 Invitational.
Yes.
Follow
okay.
the official Nintendo versus Twitter account for updates. And to see more of our research findings as we uncover them, follow the official Splatoon North American Twitter account. We hope you'll have an incredible time starting September 9th.
Okay, so next we have... We're still going. I told you to strap in. This is the Nintendo Treehouse Live that just happened on August 26th. I don't think I'm actually going to watch the multiplayer stages and strategies one, but I do really want to watch this one, which is the Splatoon 3 single-player showcase, because it's one of the things that I'm very interested in. I just got Splatoon 2. I'm sorry, Bella. I'm sorry. Yeah, this comes out on September 9th. Nintendo wanted to give me a birthday present. You know there will still be tons of people playing Splatoon
Hey
too.
everybody,
So.
welcome to a very special edition of Nintendo Treehouse Live for Splatoon 3. I am Demetrius and I'm here joined by Taryn and our own Treehouse Squid Research Labber. Dutch.
Dr. Dutch.
Hey.
I won't not say. I won't
Dr.
not say it, I'm
Dutch?
sorry.
Look at him, he's even like, hey. All right, so what do we have for you today? Well, we got some really cool stuff. We wanted to show you today.
But Bella, this one's got a single-player mode and a bunch of new weapons and stages and a bunch of customization options and stuff.
And then kind of show you some, come back and show you some new weapons, stages, and strategies. For those who have never actually heard of Splatoon 3 before, it's a team-based action game, well, multiplayer game, with also single-player
What is
story mode,
happening
which
with the
you're seeing
camera
today.
wobble right
So
now?
what you're seeing right in front of you actually is the world of Alterna.
Just upgrade 2. That's what they
Ooh, I'm
did.
sorry, we were supposed to ooh, weren't we? In
I did.
unison.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Genuine question though, the camera wobble. Is it because it's on a gyro?
Sorry, we're silly. We're
that's
having a good time
awful.
here. All right, so I am in control of Agent 3, and
I think it's 'cause
have
the camera's
a
part of
weapon
his controller's
that can use
gyro.
ink. So for those who have never seen Splatoon before, for Splatoon 3 and other games in the series, you can actually swim in your own ink and refill and do many other great things with it. It's really, really great. So we call this right here swim form.
Oh,
and this is
you
kit
guys
form.
made me
And you can
ink.
use the kit form to ink many different things, which is going to come in very, very handy. What we'll show you soon. One other thing to note is you really don't need experience to play single player. So if you're worried about, hey, this is Splatoon 3, do I have to worry about, playing the other two games? You don't have to. It's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay.
It's
This game
okay.
has a great story, though, and it'll have the same kind of feel between those who have played Splatoon 2 before, or even the
other games
Octo
don't have a
expansion,
single-player story
which
mode,
was,
right?
The NSO expansion pack you can get right now.
Because the other
All right,
ones,
so,
the
One thing I want to point out.
a lot of
for
the
this
lore and story
you
is
see right
built
here,
from like the
this
conversations
is
you have with the
Fuzzy Ooze. You
NPCs and
actually
like
wanna
the
be
lobby and
careful.
Oh
stuff.
my gosh.
What are you doing?
You did that on purpose,
I
right?
did it on purpose.
I was like, whoa.
So Fuzzy Ooze bad.
Something's going on here.
Yeah.
Something's not right.
So there is a big
I mean,
mystery
ooze
going
is
on with
normally
Fuzzy
bad.
Ooze. We wanna
Fuzzy
kinda,
ooze sounds
see
even
what's
worse.
going on with Alterna and how is this happening? We really want to, really find out. Okay, so
Where's
with
my
that
mouse
in
at?
mind, there's some other additional things we'll kind of go over as we play through these stages, such as the little hidden secrets. This little guy here called Small Fry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
he's
some other little
adorable. I
things.
love
But
Small
first, what I'm
Fry.
gonna do is I'm actually gonna pass this controller over to Taryn.
To me. Thank you.
And we're going to actually go to a stage called Twirling, Swirling, and Whirling. And just allow us to get that set up. One moment there.
Oh man, pizza does sound great.
And to be clear, you're playing
gonna
as
get done
Agent
with this,
3,
and I'm
but
gonna
this
eat
is
a
not
donut.
the Agent 3 you know. This is a
Late
new
donuts.
Agent 3, so don't worry. The other one is still around. But this is a new one. Just
Spoilers.
spoilers.
No, there's no spoilers. I'm just
No
teasing.
spoilers.
Okay, so what you'll see right here is Taryn actually has 3 different choices. We're going to have her start with the hero gear to begin with.
Yeah, so you have recommendations too. You can see it says try this. So again, we're going to do this mostly because I love Small Fry and I want to show you Small Fry very badly. And you can see other information on the screen, like on the top right, it shows you how many tries you have. So I have just 3. That should be fine. I'm new to Splatoon, but I should be able to handle it. I've got Small
You
Fry.
got this, Taryn.
Speaking of which, too, like I said before, this is a great entry point as well, story mode in particular. So this is perfect for you.
Yeah. So if I didn't want to jump into multiplayer,
If this camera is on a
I can
gyro,
do
I
story
really
mode
hope you
first,
can
and
turn
it's
it
a
off
great
because
place
I
to
hate the way
practice,
this
Or
looks.
just play with Small Fry. I also like that.
Like,
So
just let me
I'm
control the
showing
camera
off
with the
here
other
what you can
joystick,
do
please.
with it. You can throw it. Don't feel bad. It can handle itself. And then you can call it back.
he looks
with,
happy about
this way,
being
which
thrown.
is a
It's
function
fine.
that you have in multiplayer as well, right, Dutch?
Yeah.
All right, so you got 3 attempts on the board. And here you want to kind of, like it says, to navigate to the rotating area. Oh, look at that perfect throw.
Nice.
You
Get 'em.
sound so surprised, and I'm a little offended.
Not at all.
Okay, but look at this trick.
encouraging.
Look at this. Look.
Oh,
Wait.
exposed.
Wait.
Yeah.
That was a trick that I learned just for you guys.
I didn't even know what. That's actually really cool.
That's the pacifist approach right there.
Well, it just allows
Oh,
themselves
if
to
you
use the
drown it, is that
So you saw that
considered
I
a
threw small fry
pacifist
in the
approach?
beginning. I'm gonna throw it again, but for a different purpose this time because this is an armored enemy and I'm scared of it and it can definitely splat me. So I'm using small fry to distract it, and then I turn around and splat it from behind. Also, like a rat, I just let stuff fall off the edges, get splatted and distracted. That's how I play, I guess.
One thing you'll note too is
Get
that
splatted and
swimming in your own
distracted.
ink, if there's enemy ink
Lifestyle.
which is purple, it's not too good for
Oh
you.
no!
Oh my gosh. We're gonna pretend that didn't happen. I have
I know
3
that.
tries.
You're good. You're good.
You made it to a checkpoint.
I'm
You're
playing
fine.
with motion controls right now. You can turn that off.
Oh,
or just
thank
change the
God.
sensitivity. But there is an advantage to using them, so by all means, play however
What
you
is the
prefer to play.
advantage?
Yeah, once I got the hang of motion controls, I can't go back. I love them.
Go back.
Agreed. Same for
It's
me.
really
It's
about the
a little bit, but
camera
I
for
really
me.
like
Maybe
it.
it'd be different if I was
You
holding
see
it
that small fry actually
and
does
controlling
damage
it
as
more,
well, so
but
you
the
can
way
use
that it's
it
just
to
waddling
distract,
around
and
just
then,
is
like,
not
with the
not
first enemy, you
sitting
just
well with
throw
me.
it right in their face, and they will take care. Well, it will take care of business.
That person
Okay.
right up there
Ooh,
has got
I got
your
strats.
neck.
I got strats for you guys today.
Are you going to shoot from
I have
oh,
learned that you can shoot from here and take out some of these little
oh,
extras.
look at you go. That is awesome.
Okay, well, I was hoping to get a sniper, but I got a little too greedy. So
that's
now
a-
we're gonna have to deal with both snipers. So what I
You
picked
took
up
one
was a
out.
Trizuka. You get canned specials. You'll learn a little bit more about specials in the next segment. But you get them that way in story mode, and usually they're like perfectly situated for whatever you have to do. So exactly that. Like if you're looking at
I
Hawk's
just did it
snipers in
wrong.
the face and they're just
Was that a toaster?
ready to splat you, that Trizuka was perfect for countering it.
And it's
and
actually
I
the
didn't
same
use it that
specials
well.
that you'd find in the multiplayer mode
Yes.
as well. So it's a good chance to kind of get familiar with them and maybe practice a little
Sneakies.
bit.
Yes.
Get him.
I heard the word practice and I nod and agree. Practicing is good. I could use more of it, but it's super fun. Like, even if you get splatted or fall off spontaneously for literally no apparent reason.
Sometimes those
it's
edges,
still
they
a
just
good
jump
time.
out and get you, you know?
And I love that about Splatoon. It just keeps this like tone of like chaos and fun and like doing it your own way. And like I'm all about that. Even if I fall off the edge. Okay, so I'm at the end. I've also been known to fall off.
I've also
Sorry,
been
I'm
known
sorry,
to
I
do
didn't
exactly
realize
this.
that.
You manifested it.
I manifested it. I'm not gonna jump for that now. I'm
One
afraid.
more time. One more time. You got this.
Take our time.
One thing that's good too is that the items up there respawn in.
Yes.
What you're going to be picking up is some armor, which helps.
Oh yes, thank you for mentioning that, Demetrius. Yeah, you pick up armor.
Yep.
Ouch.
Perfect
And just
example of
used
the
it.
armor.
Thank you. Yeah, if I didn't have that armor, I'd probably be in trouble. Please no.
I
Please
think
no.
you're in
You
trouble.
got this. You got this. Just stay there for a second. Let yourself recharge. You got it.
Yeah, so there's like a whole
There you go.
stealth mode. Like,
Hold on,
and you-
real quick. Can we point out, just for a quick moment, that Splatoon uses the straight up like jelly on your face health system from Call of Duty of 20 years ago? I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm pointing it out because it makes sense here. You are covered in an ink that is not your color, which is bad for you. They took a system that people have criticized for literally decades now and made it make sense.
like a
Carry on.
whole
There you go.
stealth mode. Like, and you do this in multiplayer too. If you move super fast, people can see you under the ink. And if you move slower, they can't see you. So just like in story mode, if you get good at being sneaky,
Get good, bro.
your chances of success increase significantly.
That was
I'm not
very
very good
sneaky,
at
I must
sneaking.
say.
That was great.
Okay, guys. Guys. Yeah. Oh, I've got another ready. Ready?
There you go.
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay.
Mission complete.
And we're done with that mission. We did it.
Woo.
It only took 2 unnecessary
First time
falls.
clear bonus, 3 minutes, 13 seconds.
It's fine. You're
Oh,
fine.
that's right, and there's a timing mechanic. I'll hand this back to you,
Thank you.
Demetrius. So there's a bunch of replayability with these missions.
Speed run
You
'em.
can choose different weapons, like we showed you earlier, so you can challenge yourself with maybe weapons that aren't so well suited, and then you can also time yourself. So I'm sure my time for that one was probably not amazing, so I could go back in and like play it over
If
and
there's
over again and try to
leaderboards
get a
for
better
it, I
time,
remember
and
when
just
the
get better.
PlayStation 5
Always
launched,
great
people were
replayability.
hyper competitive over the leaderboards for
Okay,
Astro's
my
Playroom.
turn.
All right, Demetrius,
All
you
right,
have to
so now-
fall at least twice. You're gonna make me
I
look
hope
bad.
not. This stage is a little. Ooh.
We should also say that a lot of the lore actually plays out through these single-player
does.
missions.
Yes.
You find,
Oh,
maybe
you
hidden
only get one
objects here or
option.
there. They give you kind of clues into the world that we're in and the events.
Yeah, the Sunken Sea Scrolls, you can find them out while you're playing outside of the stages, and they provide a lot of background on lore. The lore is really cool, and this whole series has really
Sunken
cool lore.
Sea Scrolls, you should leave those
all right, so
alone. Don't
I
don't
am
mess
doing
with
Stamp 'em
ancient
Out.
sea
I
scrolls,
am going to
okay?
be using one of the new weapons, the Splatana Stamper with Curling Bomb.
See it, Demetrius.
The Splatana Stamper or Splatana
That is a
class of weapons
chainsaw.
are brand new. They have like a swipe when I just use the attack button, and if you hold down the button, you can charge up as a charge slash. Now, the Stamper itself, outside of having that really cool sound, it's more the heavier style of Splatana class. So you're gonna see like the amount of ink I'm flinging from like the ink blade is gonna be a bit more. So really great. One thing to note is you kind of have
Awesome.
like long range,
Glad to
right?
hear it,
And then
Athena.
you have the short range. If I'm up close and I hit someone with this, it's gonna be pretty much a guaranteed splat.
No, I've never noticed it, but did you see Small Fry was in the corner just like looking at you with these big eyes? Like, why aren't you taking me with you?
Oh, I missed that. Aw.
It's just a little sad. It's all right.
Also note
There you
that when
go.
I'm picking up our power eggs, and these can be used to unlock certain things.
But you'll need them to progress in story mode.
Yep.
Right?
There we go.
Oh,
See, this is a perfect example. This guy has a shield, which is going to be hard, but if I charge it up,
Oh,
Yes.
nice.
How satisfying was that on a scale of 1 to 10?
great. 10. 10.
on a scale of 1 to 10, how was it? Great.
Gotcha.
That one was surprised. You didn't give that one a fair chance to fight back, I don't think.
I love how I can just use this to like hit 2 people at once. It's so cool.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see what people are going to do with this one in multiplayer because it's kind of a combination. You know, you have that longer range, a little bit weaker one, and then you have the kind of one-hit splat charge one that you can do from short range.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think people are going to have a lot of fun. I mean, all weapons have different styles and stuff, but this one for me, I really like the
You gonna play this with Splatonas?
Yeah.
Oh no, he's
no,
sucking up all the ink.
You can't be mad at it though, look, it's so cute.
I was trying to be a little fancy there. I'm just going to
He's
go
cleaning.
first time. Come on. There we go.
Oh man, what are those?
All right, remember, you have to fall
Oh man,
off
what
at
is the
least
name of that fish
twice.
called?
No, I don't want it.
We used to have them in all the fish tanks when I was a kid.
There it
The
is.
little, they suck on the sides
This
of
next
the
part right here is a little tough.
fish tank. I
because
can't think of what they're
there's
called now.
this guy on top, and I have to kind of knock all these down without him getting to me.
Oh my gosh.
There we go.
Oh, you just
I think I got the guy behind me
Oh.
too.
feel like you've already mastered the Splatana, and we should all be
Sucker
very
fish?
afraid.
No. It had like some
This is a really fun
some
weapon.
more
Careful,
sciencey
this.
sounding name than sucker fish.
There we go. Okay.
And now your favorite.
It kind of
part.
looks like a
Oh, is
catfish,
this it?
but it's
This-
not a catfish.
This is the part. For those who
The
are
test.
wondering why they're teasing me, it's because this part
Oh my
is
gosh.
quite the battle.
Placostomus, yes, that's it.
Come
Oh my
to me. Where are
gosh.
you? Where are you?
Oh man.
Yes. Well, there's like 3 of them, right?
Ooh, they're right there.
So these are octolings. They're a different type of enemy that function like a little bit more like a player might, you could say. And so, of course, they're a little bit more difficult, but not difficult for Demetrius. All right.
I hope the camera was. I mean, I had
Yeah,
such
he was
gamer
like a
face
little
right now.
Placostomus.
Well, you were
Cleaning
supposed to
up
get
the walls.
splatted at least. It's just gonna be me.
Not gonna happen. No, I made it. Oh,
I mean, the
239.
Octolings almost
I'll
got
take
him.
it.
All right.
I'll take it. I'll take it. That was pretty good. Whew. All right.
You are not stressed. Don't even give
You're
me.
up,
You're too
Dutch.
good at that.
All right.
Yeah, let me pass this over to Dutch.
We saved the hardest one for Dutch. He's in the lab coat,
right.
so he's obligated.
This is the fun part. So the next one that we
feel
have
like I
coming up is called
recognize
One-Way
Dutch.
Ride Through Target
I
Town.
feel like there's a YouTuber that looks a lot
We're
like
gonna
him.
have Dutch use
Maybe he
the
is him.
Tri-stringer. It's gonna
Yeah, let's
be
do it.
fun.
Yeah, he has other options, which you'll see, and those are a little bit easier. But
Which we'll
no,
see, huh?
We don't let Dutch do
Whoever's
the easy
operating
ones.
the camera right now, we did not see
Yeah,
that.
I'm both excited and nervous to try this one out. This is a brand new weapon class in Splatoon 3, and let's just take a look at it here. So you can see it's kind of like a bow, basically. And so the way it works is if I tap the attack button, then you can see it shoots 3 little projectiles like that. If I hold it down and charge it up, you can see they stick to whatever surface they hit, and you get kind of a secondary little explosion that'll do a little bit of damage. And then if I charge it up even more, then you get kind of a tight grouping that goes a little bit farther, and you still get that that second little pop.
It's hard to survive if you get hit with all 3 right directly.
Yeah.
Imagine.
It's really good.
There's a vertical shot too, is there not?
Yeah,
Sort of
exactly.
like
So
your
one
roller.
yeah, it's kind of like a roller where, for those of you who've played Splatoon games before, so if I jump and shoot, then I get a vertical shot. So if I charge that up as well,
Oh, they like explode?
you can see the
Scary.
shots line up vertically.
This feels like a skilled player's weapon.
Yeah, I'm
pretty
thinking
intimidated.
it's kind of like it's got
I was
good
ready for it to be
range,
like, yeah, I
it's
am
got
a
good
skilled
coverage,
player.
it's got
What?
good damage. I think it'll be really interesting to see what people do with this one as well.
Yeah, this is another really fun weapon to use for sure.
All right, let's see it, Dutch.
Can
No
you tell
more.
I'm
no more
putting this off a little bit? All right.
One thing to note as Dutch goes through too, for people watching at home, you actually don't have to finish all the stages to get through story mode, but there are a lot of fun things to play.
Yeah, this one's challenging, but that's a good thing. And you don't have to do it if you don't.
Yeah, this is a really fun, challenging one.
All right, so I just broke those targets, and that activated the ride rail down here. And the thing about the ride rail is it's, like the title says, it's a one-way ticket. So I'm going to be riding this thing. There's no turning back. And if I don't break all the targets on a given section, then I'm going to run out of track.
No
I'm going to fall
pressure.
in. So let's do it.
At least 2 falls, remember.
Okay, this is cool.
Well, he's got a lot of opportunity here, but we're giving Dutch 3 chances.
They get
That's
3
5 up there.
tries.
Nah,
So
but we're
literally
giving
2
you
falls.
3.
The game's going
We're
to
in
give you
that code
5,
for a
but for the
reason,
sake of this
Dutch.
presentation and maintaining our time scale, we are only giving
I
you
have
3
faith
chances.
in Dr. Dutch.
One thing to note too, and I apologize if Dutch didn't point this out, but as you turn into swim form, you do actually recharge your ink. Just a note. This music's so good.
It is good. Well, and the visuals are so nice. Like, this stage in particular is so chaotic that, like, you don't really get a chance to look.
Oh, that was sick.
Oh my god!
No! Are you kidding me?
Oh, it's so good though.
Oh, we got set all the way back.
As I was
Oh,
talking, I'm sorry.
Soul
Just-
crushing.
Had it too. That was an amazing shot.
It was.
made that shot and then missed the
But the
jump.
visuals are so nice. Like, if you get a chance to look up, it's like an inverted
I
cityscape.
would, but I'm busy right
I
now.
know, I'm so sorry. I'm not asking you to.
Continue with your research. All right.
All right, here's a good spot. Look up at that.
Yeah, that looks.
Oh, thank you. Oh my gosh. It's okay, Dutch.
That explosion, we're all like, you can hear us getting quiet because there's nerves.
Stress is
Okay.
real.
All right, he's got this.
All right, there I'm going to use that kind of secondary
There you go.
explosion.
There we go.
Nice.
Get those.
You have to be
Make life a
careful
little
jumping
easier.
between the rails too.
Yeah.
Yes, we've learned that.
All right,
This game's so cute.
perfect.
There we go.
One thing you're seeing Dutch do right now is he's actually aiming for those power eggs because it's kind of a good hint or a tip of where you want to shoot with this weapon. Like right in the middle.
Makes us got that explosive effect.
Things are
Oh
looking
my
good right
gosh,
now.
Dutch.
You got this. This
got this
next
big
upcoming
tower
part, yeah, this upcoming part right here is pretty difficult. As you can see, there's a lot. So Dutch is gonna want to try to slow it down and
I'm just going
take out as
to try shots.
many.
Oh,
he got it. He got it.
did
He got
it. Oh my gosh, she's gonna do it.
Well
no pressure,
done,
no
Dutch.
pressure. Everything is fine.
Man, lots of room
Don't
for
forget
failure.
this. There you go.
Yeah, I've definitely hit those grates before. I like landed a perfect shot and then just get bopped off because of a grate. It doesn't feel good.
This one's a little tricky too because you can see it on different sides. You have to charge pretty fast.
Oh my
Well done,
gosh.
bud.
All right, here we go.
I'm going to do it in 2 tries, ladies and gentlemen.
No!
Oh,
Oh, you got
no.
Oh,
Did you get it?
I didn't get it.
No. Okay, but
All
that
right,
was 2
all right.
falls, so now
This is
you
the
can
one.
get it, Dutch.
All right.
You got
I
this.
have clearance.
oh,
have
but you
my-
got to start all the way over every time. I'm gonna
No,
skip
this
forward
is
just a
true.
little
You
bit.
got
We've
this.
already
You
watched
did
him
move there. You got it.
make some. If I can find where
I've
my
seen
mouse
Dutch do
went.
this several times. I
Yeah.
mess up on the. Oh my goodness.
Can you jump up? There you go.
Yeah.
All right, we'll do one more. Let's try
You're
one more. This is difficult.
I love those rings every time.
Okay, we got.
Except last time.
I'm just gonna get a
Okay.
I'm
decent
glad to
size
see there's
shot
at
in
least
there.
some level of difficulty in it, though.
Oh, that's it.
No.
We know it didn't
Oh.
count.
Gonna mess around, and then I
Unfortunate.
messed around.
I guess the arrow missed at the
All right,
bottom.
well, I think that's good enough for me.
Yeah.
We'll just have to let people try this one on their own at home.
Thanks for trying that, though, Dutch. That was awesome. That was great.
Thank you for taking it for us.
Okay. So that's for us is going to be it for this part. Just note. that-
Okay, so there is a Splatoon 3 multiplayer stages and strategy section of the Nintendo Treehouse Live. It's an additional 24 minutes. I don't think that there will be much more that's in here that's worth additional value past what we've already checked out. It's just going to be a much deeper dive into things that we saw in some of those previous, especially compared to the Nintendo Direct. The Nintendo Direct gave us a pretty sizable chunk of information about what we can expect to see in especially the multiplayer mode. It gave a lot of attention to the different it did give a decent amount of attention to the stages, gave a decent amount of attention to the different game modes, what you can expect, what weapons you have available to you, and I don't think that we'll get a whole lot more out of this in terms of information, whereas we didn't see very much about the story mode, and it's part that I was very heavily invested in trying to get an idea of what it entailed and what it contained, and I don't think that we'll see really anything too substantive. I'll probably end up watching this on my own, rather than adding it into this reaction video, especially since we're so far chunked along. There's a Splatoon 3 themed OLED Nintendo Switch. But I did not want that. Thank you. That's what I wanted. Okay, so that's Splatoon 3. That was a whole lot to take in all at once, but thankfully I don't feel like I need to take in any more because, I mean, I'm very full now. But with that said, so that's Splatoon 3. I don't really I had such a precursory knowledge of what Splatoon 1 and 2 were beforehand, which is just enough for me to know like what I was to expect in terms of like what the game was going to be. Sometimes when we're doing these reactions, we have such a loose idea of what the game is even trying to be because we go into these very, very blind. Outside of grabbing the trailers and maybe a couple of screenshots that I see while grabbing these trailers, we don't get any precursory information. Sometimes I'll maybe try and grab like a description from like the YouTube video descriptions and stuff. But with Splatoon, it's an established franchise and I didn't know what the idea behind the games were. This is just so much more. It's bigger, it's chunkier, there's more in it. And I can't say that I'm like ready to dive in. Get it? Because you dive into the ink. Like, I'm not psyched out of my mind excited about this, but I can't say that anything about this looks bad. It looks like a smooth experience. It looks enjoyable. It's very cute. It looks fun. It looks good. It looks really good. There's so much in it, every single option, so many things just built on top of itself, so many systems available, so many game modes, so many gameplay styles, so much customization. Like it, as I've already mentioned a couple times through this video, it amazes me how much it puts other AAA shooters to shame in terms of just what they're offering you and offering you as part of the base game. No early access, no future update. Well, I mean, they're adding future updates, but like so many of the things that are in this game are things that would be locked to future updates in other titles, or they would be paid DLC in other titles. And it's just really like refreshing to see a game that isn't doing all of that in that same way. So yeah, that's cool. But that's Splatoon 3. I like a lot of what I'm seeing. It does release on September 9th, which is my birthday. And I know without a doubt this house will have a copy of it, because even if I don't purchase it for myself, the kid is absolutely going to want a copy of it. And so we'll end up with this game, and I will absolutely end up trying it. I don't exactly see myself wanting to devote myself to a hard life as a competitive and deep online creator for Splatoon 3, but I do see myself enjoying some time with it. Unfortunately, if I wanted to play with the kid, we'd probably need 2 copies, huh? They did say you could play with local friends, but they didn't say anything about you being able to play through somebody else's copy, which is a very different thing. Because there are other games that let you do that, where you can just connect to their Switch with your Switch, and it'll let you play the game. So, alas, that is not the case here. Doesn't seem to be anyway. Maybe it is. Maybe Splatoon 2 works that way, but I don't know. I get the feeling that everyone needs their own copy, and that's okay. But that's Splatoon 3. I like the way that it looks. I am very happy with that presentation as a whole. And for those of you that are really excited about Splatoon 3, I can understand why. This was a very great presentation. It looks like a really good product, and I don't have really anything negative to say about it at all. So, yeah, with all that said, please let me know what your thoughts are. Are you a big Splatoon fan? Do you like Splatoon 1 and 2? If you're not, because like I said, I've never played either of them, so I have nothing at all invested into Splatoon as a franchise. When I go do eventually play Splatoon 3, it'll be my first steps into the turf war and slinging some ink. So let me know what your thoughts are and where you sit on this game, both coming from somebody who might have played Splatoon before to someone like me who will be jumping into it fresh. Leave your thoughts down in the comments below. If you want to keep up the conversation elsewhere, 2 great places to do so are Discord and Twitter. And speaking of Discord, we actually have a channel dedicated to these reactions where you can place links of your own that we can check out together live on stream, because we do stream 4 days a week, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Sunday, and I would love to see you there. If you enjoyed this video, please leave it a like. If you want to catch future videos, please subscribe to the channel. And if you do watch one of the other videos on the channel, or if I see you in the live stream, thank you and enjoy.